We are here with fan favorite Colleen Mooney, her new project, the Raking Society. Colleen, we were talking a little bit earlier about making your own projects, not waiting to get that break. So for those who are not actors, a co-star role is typically anything under 5, and sometimes they are called under 5s. Can you tell us what inspired you to come up with this project, but then to do everything on your own?
Yeah, so I have been acting for about 15 years. I started in Chicago as non-union, came down to New Mexico, got a co-star role, agent pretty quick, and after that, COVID happened, and I just feel like I fell off the face of the earth. And it's just to get an audition, that's like half the battle. And even if you get an audition, people are like, that's amazing, because it is. You wouldn't believe how many submissions they get, how many people they look at. So the fact that I was even getting auditions, and I still am, and I'm very thankful for that, but I'm not booking. And they say, oh, get to training. I don't think it's that either. I think when I looked back and did a lot of, you get your submission reports, you look back and you look at everything, and people have friends. A lot of people have the agents who, like the lead has an agent, and then they end up getting a lot of the co-stars or guest stars from that agent. Or they, it's somebody who they already worked with. And when you're kind of a newbie like me, and I don't have a lot of those connections, I just have to work so much harder. So I'm still willing to do that work, and I still am doing the work, but I thought, why not create my own luck? So I have tons of ideas, and I thought, why am I just not doing these things? So I just randomly saw a competition on Instagram of some actually it was Active Studios. They put it on. It was a girl I did headshots with, Ariane Martin, and I was like, I'm signing up for that, and I'm going to make a film, and I have some ideas. So I went to the pitch, I pitched it, and I did it, and I made the film in 3 months, and I made it, and I was like, it was the most amazing thing I think I've ever done in my acting career, is just make my own movie. And I bought a camera, trained myself, got my camera together, cast who I wanted to cast 2 strangers, but I knew as an actor I could direct somebody to do, if I wrote it well and directed them, I knew I could get the performances I wanted out of the people, because I am an actor. So I'm like an actor's director. It wasn't going to be, what are you bringing to it? Because a lot of times when you're auditioning, it's like, what are you bringing to it? They want to know your take, whatever take, and I'm like, and I didn't care. I just said, here's the information I want for each of my characters. They can bring whatever they want to it. But I just knew if I just gave them a few, because as an actor, like, just give them a few things, like, here's kind of who you, like the Leo, I'll give you an example. Leo is I don't want to give him a spoiler, because he's like the spoiler. So let's talk about Tarmo. I gave him lines, he couldn't remember them, so I just interviewed him. And he was so relaxed, and he just gave me the performance. And then Rio was amazing. Rio is almost a named actor. He's well known in New Mexico, and I just knew he had presence, and I didn't even write him that much. We improvised. A lot of the performances you see, we even improvised, but I just knew that I had this idea. I knew I could get it done. I did the filming, did the camera, everything. I wrote it, did all of it, and I knew I could handle it, and I wanted my mom in it. And just so you know too, a lot of people are like, oh, you really should have got help. But I had my mother in the film, and she has dementia, and I didn't want a whole crew tramping through my house. And I didn't want to lose control of my film, because this is my first film. And so in doing that, I just decided to make it, and I made it easy on myself. I chose a format, a mockumentary. I chose how I was going to do it. I chose who I was going to hire. So, and people are like, oh, don't be so controlling. But like, I controlled everything, but without control. I controlled it by letting everyone, I welcome them in. Like, let's talk about Violet. Violet was the woman in the black outfit. She's so good at improvisation. She was a little hesitant to take the role because of how I wrote it. And I only wrote her just a little bit. But she showed up and did 10 minutes of improvisation. And she still sends me notes saying, thank you so much for letting, she goes, that was amazing. She goes, I can't believe how amazing I look. I know. I go, you do look amazing. And then she was like so happy with the performance. And even Kristen, who played my counterpart, she sent me a note too saying, and she said that, I'm going to cry again, you guys. This is such an amazing movie for me. But she sent me a note saying, I made her want to act again because she was thinking about quitting. She's like, I want to do this again. She goes, do you like it's like I'm alive again. She's like, I had so much fun and I miss acting. And she's like, I can't even believe that we did this. And she was so happy. She saw the film and she called me after I sent her the first film. She's like, are you happy with it? And I thought maybe she wasn't happy with it. I was like, yeah. I really like. She goes, I love it. I was like, my sister loves it too. And I was like, good, because I love it too. So we all loved it. But anyway, but yeah. So I just, I decided to just take the bull by the horns and make my own film. And I have 5 other projects that I'm gonna pitch, and I've already talked to a couple of friends, and they're in, and we're just gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. I'll keep doing those auditions, and I'll keep doing all stuff, but I'm not stopping. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So you moved from that typical co-star audition to being at the helm of your own project. Now, what would you say to people who aspire to make their own films, their own projects, just for this same reason, to create material that is going to advance them in their career, but maybe they're not a self-starter or they're just really scared? What advice would you give them?
I would tell them to find somebody to partner with that probably is a self-starter. Just get with a friend, run some ideas by, and if you start setting guidelines or dates with friends, it holds you accountable. So when you get other people involved, you're held accountable, and you have to make that happen. I mean, I have 5 other films I want to make. I've already told people. I had to write them down. I'm like, oh no, I have to do these now. Like, it's going to happen. So just make yourself accountable. And like I did, I signed up for a competition, and doing that, I put money into it. I paid $125. I was like, I don't want to waste $125. Now I've got 3 months to make a film. And I just, with that in the back of your mind, I was just like, okay, this week, I set a little plan. I was like, writing, editing, casting, and I just kept going. I didn't stop. Every day was like, what's the next thing? All the art, everything, the pictures, I did all of that. And I just kept going and didn't stop. And you get it done.
That is so awesome. Okay, do you want to tell us about any upcoming project, any future films about maybe another tool, not a rake this time, but...
Yes. So I do hope to make either a trilogy or a series out of the Raking Society. I'm definitely going to expand on Deer Club. We're definitely going to expand on probably adding a hoe to the Raking Society. And then I've had this actually conversation with Grayson. My mom wanted to make a movie about talking furniture. So I'm going to make that movie. It's happening. And I'm going to do a little twist on it that I don't think he's going to expect. It's like a pet project for my mom, but also I kind of want to show Grace, and I'm like, here's what I did with that idea, because he loved the idea too. And I was like, and now I have this great idea for it. And then there's some other films, and I feel like I have this niche now. Like my friend Kristen says, she goes, you are good at quirky comedy. She goes, keep going. And I was like, I'm going to. I'm just going to keep doing quirky little comedies. Yeah, so I'm just excited to keep going. Yeah.
Talking furniture, that reminds me of Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Colleen Mooney. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.